Hello and welcome. I'm Raziel, and so it's coming up to Christmas. We've seen the Games Workshop Battle Forces. War Cradle have dropped their Union faction for Armored Clash. So, what are Mantic and para-bellum Games doing? Well, Mantic doing what they do best, and that's their two-player starter set, are releasing a brand new two-player starter set, which is the Battle for the Coral Gate two-player starter set. I just said that three times for no apparent reason. Anyway, so this is one thing I like about Mantic, and they're pretty good at doing it, is when they release new armies, it's not far off before one of those armies, or in this case, both of them, get, their own starter set. And so you got this battle for Coral Reef. Coral Gate, I should say, not Coral Reef. And so you get 74 miniatures in it, and look at that. You've got the uh, Trident Realm, and you have the Abyss. I gotta say, this is the sort of boxes I like. This is really well done. Let's just bring the box up anyway. This is the sort of box I like because let me show you. When it comes to these sort of boxes, even though it doesn't look like you've got 3 units for both and a HQ choice for both, you do have a nice variety of models for both. You don't have lots and lots of the same. There are 3 very different units for both factions. And you've got the big troll there, and you have a flamey guy. But I've got to say, this is why I say Mantic does it well. They know exactly how to make a two-player starter set. You get the red rulebook, which doesn't have the lore, it's just the rules. You got, I just feel, I always forget what these are called, but these are so fun. Lizards riding frogs, and you got some other things here. Like, this is a nice kit. Not two armies I'm particularly fond of, but I do like the demons. They are really nice looking. You get let's go back. You get a small campaign book. These are usually cool. Warcraft will do these as well. These are a nice little addition. This is mainly because of the units that might not be in the rulebook. So you get all the rules for them as well. You don't just get the army rules; you get full rules for them, and you get a full box, and you get the full rulebook. Like I said, it's this red rulebook here. It's a nice rulebook. I gotta say, I quite like it, but it is just a rulebook. You're not going to get any lore in this. It's just a rulebook, and it is pretty hefty too. It's a nice big box. I think it's quite cool, and like I said, this is what Mantic does well. They do these two-player starts to sets doing well, and they do them with such variety that it's hard to say that they aren't thinking of the consumer here. They're not thinking of your customers. They're thinking of about the guys who play the game. See, the one thing that's becoming quite uh, quite common within the wargaming society is many different player starter sets. It's a good thing, in my opinion, and I quite think it's cool. And the reason I think it's cool is because Mantic do it really well. You've got one, two, three, four, 6 different two-player starter sets, so you've got a nice range of choice. And now adding this new one on it, really cool. No armies repeated, so you can choose your army. It's going to cost you 90 quid. Usually, I say this all the time, is when it goes up to £100, that's when you got to start asking questions and start saying stuff. But £90, this is about the same cost as it was back in the 2000s. So there's not been a big price increase on Mantic's side. Now, next we have the new 100 Kingdoms releases for para-bellum Games for Conquest. I quite like the 100 Kingdoms. They're a nice faction. They're like the good guys. They're the knights. And first of all, they do the big player starter set, one player starter set. Conquest do this. I should say para-bellum Games does this more often than not. But they tend to do the big one-player starter set. So you have a full army to play with. And again, because these are pretty good armies, you don't really need to get anything else to learn to play the game. You get your noble lord, your noble lady here, which I like. This is a nice model. And you get your other good guy, your crusader noble lord. You get the new guys, which are the Sakari. And you got crusaders and some other good guys and people on horses. These are, I would say, they're basically just the Bretonians in all. If you want to compare them to anything Games Workshop, these are Bretonians, and they look really nice. I gotta say, para-bellum have done a really good job with their models. They look wonderful, always do. As I said, big chicken. You get your Sakari here. I like these models. They're very basic, very simple, and they kind of look nice. I think these are really cool looking models. These robes, they look like fanatics, but not just your usual type of fanatic, cloth and bearing of teeth. They look more regal and priestly than most fanatics, but they also carry a big sword, which is a very good thing for people in here to do. Wear red, carry a big sword. Can't complain with that. And then you got the new Crusading Noble Lord. And again, this is a really nice looking model. It's really cool looking because he's got this nice pose to him. I suppose you don't really often see, but he looks like a proper knight, and you could paint him up as a dark knight too, with the way his fist is clenched. And sorry about that, I forgot to turn that off. And he looks really cool. It's a nice looking model. He's detailed enough for a knight without any sort of you know massive symbology or lots of extras added to him. He's a very basic knight, but he's also your Crusader Lord, and he's more about winning than trophies. And finally, we got the Archangel. I've got to say, one thing I like about para-bellum games, and especially Conquest, is these models. They are usually quite expensive, as you can see. This is 130 euros, and they are more designed for display. They are display models more than anything else. These aren't really meant to go out on the tabletop, but they do have decent rules attached, and they do usually are really good. But I like the fact that they do this. That they know not everyone who collects their models are going to play the game. They know that some people just collect the models to look nice, so they produce these ones. And Hundred Kingdoms actually has two, and I think they both look good. So it's kind of Conquest and Kings of War have got some nice things coming out for them. And I should have mentioned this earlier, but my head farted and I completely forgot. And it is for the Radwin. The Radwin are getting some nice new models as well. So let's go to the Radwin. I should have done these ones earlier. I really should have. And let's see which ones. You got some nice new models from the Radwin coming out as well. Yeah, just bring it up. And let's do. Bah. You got your big dinosaurs, orcs and dinosaurs, always cool. Always cool. And come on. So there's a two-player starter set. No, I must admit, the Conquest know what they're doing. They know exactly what they're doing. Here we go. New release, you have the Mounted Predator, another nice looking model. And you've got the Quaxicotl, a big flying pterosaur. So, honestly, it's kind of cool to see things coming out now just before Christmas. You're going to be able to get them in the new year or anytime soon. Pardon me. I'm doing this live. I do apologise. And there you go. Thank you very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. And I'll see you on the next one. If you want to save money on your wargaming, such as your Conquest and your Kings of War, don't forget to check out Whalen Games down below. There's Forbidden Planet for comics, DVDs, mangas, my merchandise, Skyforge, and finally